This is an update on the garden. Figured you guys might like to see it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. So as you see, I got some okra growing here. Some basil's coming up. We got some jalapenos here. Some more jalapenos there with a weed. Some radishes. Some cherry tomatoes. More cherry tomatoes and corn that randomly grew from the squirrel food. Another heirloom tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes. Some more tomatoes. And then over here we got these two containers here. You can see them coming up right here. This is Jerusalem artichokes, and you can see them coming up right there. I'll move over to this side. We see them coming up right there and right there. So that's pretty cool. And then over here we got some, what do we got here? Chinese cabbage in the back. And in the front here we got peppermint, and we got some purple basil in both of those. These two buckets here have Jerusalem artichokes. You can see them starting to come up there, and that one's coming up there. This raised bed has potatoes in it which haven't grown yet, but let me show you what is growing. Another squirrel food thing. That is a peanut plant. I have never grown peanuts. I know nothing about them. I haven't even researched how and where they're supposed to grow, but I'm just going to let them go. There's a couple around here, and I'm going to see how they grow. And then right there is a random corn also, like I talked about. In this raised bed, it's all sweet potatoes underneath, but I got a bunch of peas around the edge coming up really well, and then some onions in the middle that are doing really well. Then over here on the back side, I got radishes that are right, that's what these are, right there, it's radishes. Over here we got some beans coming up, doing really well, more beans, doing really well, and then the peas right here, you can kind of see how tall they are. The peas are going crazy. So we got nice, good blossoms. They're doing really well. So, and part of me wanted to do this garden update video because my mind's getting overwhelmed and fried with all this crap going on everywhere else, and I just want to concentrate on something simple. Get my mind off all the mess. So here's a weed I'll pick right here on camera for you guys. There you go. Corn, like I said, randomly growing. Another corn randomly growing. This is a sweet potato bed. They haven't come up yet. I'm hoping we have luck with sweet potatoes this year. Here you see some peas, some potatoes. Potatoes are coming up, and I got potatoes planted here also. I just planted them not that long ago though. So my second tire I added, and potatoes are going up crazy in there. I need to add some more soil and another tire. So there's raspberry plant that the stalk broke off, so I don't know if it's going to grow. Same with down in there. Yes, it all needs to be weeded. I know, I'm falling behind work and everything. There's another raised bed with sweet potatoes, but we got peas coming up really well around the edge, all the way around the edge. In the middle there, they got some big old, see how tall they are compared to like my hand? It's hard to tell, but those are white radishes, so they're doing really well. Over here we got a container of some onions, and then we got a container of carrots, and a container of beets, and then more onions in containers. Over here, all three of these have potatoes in them that are, I haven't planted them that long ago, so they're not coming up yet. This here, this whole row right there, this whole row growing up here is beans, and they're not coming in yet. But as you can see, all the peas coming in really well all along here. And yes, I know, this needs to be weeded. And then all this stuff back in here, that color green is all weeds. And then you see the cabbage. These are the cabbages doing really well. They're coming up. There's a bunch back in there. And then also next to them is a row of broccoli. See the broccoli coming in there. It's one of those things I'm just trying to keep up in weeding. It's crazy. But there's broccoli, and then over here, these are cauliflower. So we got cauliflower coming in. This area right here just exploded in weeds. You can see there's the peas all along there. So we got a lot of peas. Here we got some squash, zucchini or something. See them growing really well, so they're doing awesome. Don't know what variety they are. I'm going to have to wait till they grow to find out. I should have labeled them. Same with this one. Like I said, don't really know. I'll go over here. We got spearmint growing in this one, and tarragon in that one. Hasn't really come up yet. Here we got mounded potatoes that haven't come up yet, and this section here is all beans that just haven't come up yet. This section right here needs to be weeded a little bit, but you can see down in here, these are cantaloupes. So we got quite a few cantaloupes in there mixed amongst the weeds. Then we got in here, we got onions and radishes. Here's another thing of Jerusalem artichokes. It's coming up right there, and I can see the ground breaking right here, so I'll just break it away, and yep, there it is down in there, starting to grow right there. So that's Jerusalem artichokes. Here we got some Brussels sprouts doing awesome. Back in there, beans haven't come up yet. Like I said, the random corns are going all over the place. This is bell peppers. We got one coming up now. These two little things here covered around and surrounded in weeds are beans. We got some more peas here coming up. These two bean plants are doing pretty well. And then that thing of carrots is doing really well. My little girl's wildflower garden right here is coming up well. Here we got some plants we got from the neighbors, some starts. So these are tomatoes, as you can see. Already got some good fruit on them. Here, I'll close in like that. And some more tomatoes. Alright, and that's either cucumber or squash. I don't know, like I said, I should have labeled them. I got from the neighbors. It actually looks like cucumber, because you guys see the little cucumber coming up right there? If you can focus on the little baby cucumber. There you see. So yeah, things are coming along well. This bed has some more cucumbers or squash. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And up here we got some sunflowers. We got some nice flowers. That one, and this one's really pretty. That one's really cool. Same thing here, zucchini or squash. I don't know. We got some basil, some sage, oregano, pineapple sage, Greek oregano, some parsley, and then some tomato plants, and then these back here, those pepper plants are jalapenos. So doing awesome. Alright, we'll move on over here to this raised bed. This is sweet potatoes with the peanut plant growing in it. And we got some onions in the middle, and then a regular potato. I think I put some regular potatoes through the middle, because I believe that's just a regular, I think it was a red potatoes probably. Over here, these potatoes are doing awesome. Check that out. This whole raised bed is full of potatoes, just growing like crazy. And then we'll walk over here. Excuse the mess, you know, we're always working on things. This is either a squash or, you know, zucchini, something like that. Same with this one. Again, I should have labeled them. And again with this one. So yeah, that's the potato bed right there. These are the potatoes that are planted. You've seen pictures. If you look on Instagram, they're planted on this big rock right there in the middle. They're doing awesome. And then I will come over here. And here's some more potatoes next to the stairs. Those are doing awesome. I've mounted them a couple times. My basset hound whining in the background. Here's some random stuff growing. There's some tomatoes right there. And there's a potato right there. Over here, there's some planters, some basil that hasn't come up yet. Over here we got a bunch of potatoes coming up. Doing really well, potatoes. And then over here, this raised bed is just potatoes. Haven't started to come up quite yet, but they weren't planted that long ago, so I don't expect them to come up. While I'm at that, let's walk over here. And this is the one I showed you, the chicken coop I'm working on. Going to be working on that some more soon. Over here is that big area over here, back potatoes. Those are our red potatoes. So you can see they're doing really awesome. Alright, back over here. So this area right here is watermelons. I don't see anything coming up yet for watermelons. But you can see the potatoes. All this area over here is potatoes. And you'll see the random turnip. Because we had turnips go wild, crazy, and they just grow all over the place now. That's why when I'm showing you this area here, you'll see a bunch of turnips also just growing around here wild. A bunch of them have bolted. I just need to pick the leaves off and pull them out, as well as some potato mounds. This is all in-ground stuff. The turnips here, I just use them for turnip greens, because the in-ground stuff, for some reason, they don't. And this whole row I'm also filming, it's potatoes was planted in this row. The turnips just happened to grow. I just use the turnips for turnip greens because in the ground here, they don't actually produce turnips really. They're just these spindly little tiny things. Well, we got, you know, some potatoes coming up here. There's another one over there. You can see another one there, and right there. So potatoes are coming in. Over here to this area, we got, this is cucumber area, which nothing is coming in quite yet. Although I believe this is a cucumber right there. So I think that one's starting to come in. This, put in the comments section, I guess, if you know what this is. I think it's a weed, but I was kind of letting it go for a little bit to see. Pretty sure it's a weed. Here we got some random chamomile. Yeah, chamomile is growing all there by itself. Some more turnips. This is supposed to be cauliflower, and I don't see any cauliflower growing in there yet. This section here is cabbage, which we actually have some cabbages growing, doing really well, along with the random turnips, of course. More cabbage, and the random stuff growing. Over here is Brussels sprouts. So we got, you know, that one's coming in, that one's coming in, that one, and then there's one back over there. Alright, this raised bed, as you can see, is all coming up with radishes. So this is, oh, never mind, kale. Sorry. That's all kale with sweet potatoes planted underneath. So I wanted to get a kale crop out of the top while the sweet potatoes are having time to grow and come in. Here we got tomatoes that just replanted themselves from last season and some spinach right there. This whole area over here though, from, I've shown you before, from that stick, those sticks in the upper part of the screen, all this area is planted onions. So they should do pretty well. And then, or no, that's called garlic, I'm sorry. This area right here is onions. And then over here we got some peas in the planter. This is all basil, it just hasn't come up yet. We got our aloe plant, just some herbs here that we haven't planted yet. And then these are some basil stuff growing here in the planters, and some kale coming up. Here we got, of course, here's another, this is a peanut growing up. They're supposed to be cayenne peppers. And there's someone coming up there. These are those early white round squashes. So they're doing really well. I just put some more good soil in the other day. Give them some good nutrients. Here are some more peas, you can see. We got some spinach coming up in there. Over here we got tomatoes doing pretty well in the planter. We got some bell peppers there. Here's some more of those random corns growing in that planter with kale and some basil. Check these out. Look at those. Those peas are taller than me now. I'm 5'10". And this is my boy's little pea patch he planted here in front. But yeah, these peas are doing really well. We picked our first 11 peas out of them yesterday. So they're doing really well. Here we go again, random corn. Some more corn, some tomatoes in there. We got some spinach that's starting to bolt. And then here in the background is our blueberry plant. You can see blueberries right there. That blueberry bush isn't doing too hot. I hope it lives. Some random spinach back there, and my broccolis that just died. So, there's that stuff. And then in here, planters, we got some beans, some more beans, some Swiss chard, tomatoes. I forget what's in there. Some more tomatoes. Some of those are supposed to be tomatoes, but of course there's random corn. All right, over here to my wife's herb garden. Well, part of it. That's kale growing right there. And then this first planter is tarragon. It's starting to come up a little bit. Some thyme that's not really coming up. Oregano starting to come up. Peppermint, not really so much. The mustard greens are going crazy. They're loving it. I keep picking slugs off of them though. And then this is dill. Right there is doing really awesome. Sage, yep, doing awesome, doing the things. Parsley's coming in, is obeying properly. Marjoram coming in partially. Lemon balm, not so much yet, except for the random corn, of course. Spearmint, not really so much, although cilantro's obeying us. Chamomile, not yet. Peppermint, not yet. This peppermint, sort of starting, actually, I guess. There's some there in that one, and there's some here in this one. And then the basil, the purple basil, it started to come in, and then I guess they all got eaten. So, yep. All right, these are the turnips we actually grew in the planter. And let me see if I can get, yeah, I can get down in here and show you the turnips down in here doing really well down in there. Yeah, they're looking good. So turnips are looking really good. And then here's some beets. See down in here, yeah, the beets are doing awesome. So, yeah, things are coming along really well. I hope this encourages you guys to get out. It's not too late to plant a garden yet. Get it planted, get it in, produce your own calories, be self-sufficient, self-reliance. It's very important in these troubling times. I want to be as independent in the system as possible, so I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Prep a little every day and prep at a peace of mind out of fear. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.